I know you meet beautiful ladies every day, but talking to them and get her to be interested in you and have conversation with you instantly can be really hard, especially initiating the conversation at first impression. That's why in this video I'm going to be sharing 3 easy ways to talk to any beautiful girl you meet. And at the end of this video I'm going to be sharing my number 1 secret of talking to any girl, getting the conversation going and interesting without running out of words. So if you're ready, keep watching. What's going on, guys? It's Idris here. Welcome back to another video on how to talk to a girl. If this is your first time on this channel, I bring you the best tips, strategies and advice videos on relationships. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed and click the bell to get notified for upcoming videos just like this one you are watching, because I upload new video every week and you don't want to miss out those videos. I know most guys, when we see a very beautiful girl for the first time, the first thing that comes to our mind is we'll start having different conversation in our head. Oh, she's too beautiful, she's too classic, and she can't fit into my class, or I can't fit into her class, or if I talk to her she's going to reject me. I was also experiencing the same thing, but there was something that I did that changed everything to me. And what I did was I approached 5 different beautiful ladies within the same week just to know how they used to think about guys. And I realized that almost every beautiful girl are very simple. It just depends on how you present yourself. So that's why I don't want you to overthink of all those things. So now let's go to tip number 1. Number 1 is emotional dictation. Now what I mean by this is how you feel is how you act, because your emotion dictates your action, or your emotion dictates your feeling. Sometimes you may be feeling good or you may be feeling bad. For example, you may see a beautiful girl and you would like to talk to her, but when you look at her face you will detect that she's feeling bad, or she's feeling good, or she's feeling happy. So when you see a beautiful girl, the first thing you want to do before starting talking to her is you want to dictate her emotion, because if she's feeling happy, it is likely she would like to talk to you, and if she's feeling bad, it is likely she may want to react to you emotionally. And regardless of any type of emotion she's feeling, I'm going to teach you how to approach her with any type of emotion. So the first thing you want to do is, when you see a very beautiful girl, make sure you observe her and dictate her emotion. For example, you may see a girl walking towards you, and when you look at her face, maybe she's putting on earpiece, she's feeling good, listening to music. But when you stop her, it will be very easy for you to approach her. Another example is, maybe you may see a girl sitting down and she's feeling bad or she's feeling lonely based on her emotion. Once you dictate her emotion, what you want to do is to approach her based on her emotion. For example, if you see a very beautiful girl and she's feeling lonely or she's just sitting down, what you want to do is to go to her. Hello sister, I just see you sitting down and feel like you are feeling bored. What happened to you? So I just want to come around and gist with you and entertain you. Anyway, let me introduce myself. I am Idris. Based on our emotion is what you want to approach her, because emotion creates feelings. So once you see a very beautiful girl and you want to talk to her, the first thing you always want to do is to dictate her emotion. If she's feeling happy, feeling sad, feeling boring, or whatever be her emotion. For example, if you see a very beautiful girl and she's feeling happy, you can go to her and say, hello sister, how are you doing? Anyway, I can see from your face you are looking so happy and excited. Anyway, I just want to say hi to you, and if you don't mind, will you like to share your excitement with me, or will you like to share the good news with me? And if you meet a beautiful girl and she's feeling bad, or from her face is not smiling, so what you want to do is to approach her based on her emotion. Hello sister, how are you doing? I can see that you are feeling worried. What happened to you? And from there you can keep the conversation going. So once you detect her emotion, you want to approach her based on her emotion. The overall objective is to make her feel good and to make her feel you share her feelings and you understand her feelings, because when you show her you understand her feelings and you know what she's going through, she will know that you genuinely care about her, or you show concern about her, and that will make her to be interested in you instantly. Just think about yourself. If you are worrying about something and someone approach you, try to show concern, immediately you will like to share your feelings with the person and you will feel the person care about you. Same thing applicable to girls, because one of the number 1 thing every girl wants from a guy is care. Every girl wants a guy that can care about her at any situation or any circumstance she's into. So immediately when you approach her based on how she's feeling, she will understand that you feel the same and you care about her. So this is a simple approach strategy of showing your interest in her and getting her to like you and to want to have a conversation with you instantly. Number 2 is topic. Now once you start having conversation with her, what you want to do is to change the conversation. You don't want to make the conversation boring, because to be honest, some girls are very bored and some girls are very fun in having conversation with. I have experienced this in many times. I realized that when I'm with some girls, the way they usually initiate the conversation, it makes the conversation so interesting. But there are some girls that if you don't keep initiating the conversation, they are not very smart in initiating conversation. So once you start a conversation with her, what you want to do is to keep the conversation going and interesting. And the simple way you can do this is simply change topics. Once you finish showing concern about her, the next thing you want to do is to relate topic to someone else or to your personal self. For example, you may talk about your environment after you finish talking about her, and you may talk about maybe food or sport or something she's interested in. The moment you keep changing conversation around different topics, the more it will help you keep the conversation going and interesting, and that will make her to be interested in having conversation with you and to keep the conversation going. So once you start having conversation with her, make sure you don't make the conversation boring. When you're having conversation with her, make sure you are observing her. Once you feel she started feeling boring with your conversation, then you need to initiate the conversation, change to another topic. And the simple way to change the topic is simply to ask her a simple question. Once you ask her a simple question, then from her answer, you can simply keep the conversation going and interesting. You also need to avoid this simple mistake, and the mistake is most guys, when a girl is talking, they will keep asking questions. The moment you keep asking questions and you are not contributing your ideas or you are not contributing anything to the conversation, the girl will start feeling insecure, because she will feel like you are just trying to know everything about her, and insecurity will start coming to her. So what you want to do is to ask her questions and contribute to the conversation by talking about yourself. Let her know some little things about you, just to keep the conversation going and interesting. Number 3 is to pace yourself. Now this is dynamic of positioning. When you are having a conversation with a girl, what you want to do is to pace her and pace yourself. If you want to talk to a girl, make sure you are not too close to her or you are not too far from her. You want to make her feel good about herself for having conversation with you. At the same time, you also want to feel good about yourself, because when you are too close to her, some girls, it will be too pushy to them. So you want to make sure you keep eye contact. When you are talking to a girl, make sure you focus on her eyes and don't be too focused or don't be over focused. Just make sure you pace yourself. If you are standing, make her feel good. Let her be by your right hand side or by your left hand side. And when you are talking, don't be too fast or be too slow. Just talk naturally and make her feel good about herself and also feel good about yourself. The more you are very calm and relaxed, the more you will enjoy having conversation with her. At the same time, your tonality is very important. It's not the way we guys talk to each other that we talk to girls. You know, you have to change your tonality, or you have to modify your tonality in such a way that she will enjoy having conversation with you. At the same time, when you are having conversation with her, make sure you allow her to talk. When she's talking, listen to her to make her feel good about herself. As I promised at the beginning of this video, my number 1 secret of keeping a conversation going and interesting with any girl is storytelling, because people learn from story and stories stick to people's brain. If you can tell a girl an interesting story, it will make her to remember you in any kind of situation, because think about stories that have stick to your brain till the day that you can't forget. Maybe a challenge you went through or something interesting happened. So if you can tell a very good story, maybe a story about yourself or a story about someone, it will keep the conversation going and interesting, and that will make you to be fun and interesting to her. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and click here to watch recommend videos, and I will see you in the next video. Enjoy yourself.